This is what quitting smoking looks like when it's done right and when it's not. The other day I saw a comment and someone said, if you truly want to quit, just quit. And just quit sounds simple enough, right? Just throw the pack away. Maybe someone has told you this, or maybe you've said this to yourself. Why don't you just quit? You should have it in you, or just don't smoke another one. Or we say, I just have to stop buying them. If I have them, I'll smoke them. I have to stop buying them. But buying cigarettes is not a problem. It's the wanting that's the problem. That drive, that urge, if that's there, nobody can stop you from buying them, finding them, and smoking them, right? So saying just quit, this is like telling someone drowning in quicksand to just climb out. The more you fight, the deeper you sink. The same way here, the more you resist smoking, the more you smoke. So just quit doesn't work because if you don't understand what's pulling you down, you'll just sink deeper. And I want to invite you to think about the time that you tried to quit smoking. How did you do it? You probably started by quitting smoking, having what you thought would be your last cigarette, and then you hoped that somehow your habit will fade away. Maybe you used willpower or you put on a patch and you just hoped you don't get strong cravings, right? Who here has tried the hope strategy? I know I have many times. And who knows how this ends? Rationalization, lapse, relapse. That's the cycle of relapse. Rationalization, lapse, relapse. See, when I was trying to quit smoking, I kept telling myself, this is it. That's it. I would stand above the trash can and cut my remaining cigarettes to pieces, hoping this time would stick. But a few hours later, I was above the same trash can, fishing out smokable parts of my cigarettes, or I was out the door going to buy another pack. And I repeated this cycle again and again. And every time I felt less and less capable of succeeding until I realized I was missing something essential. The how. I want you to imagine something for a moment, okay? Imagine you're in a cooking class and everyone around you is making the same dish, creamy garlic chicken, let's say. You have the exact same ingredients as everyone else, but you don't know how to make the dish, so you throw in things randomly and you tell yourself, well, I should be able to do this. But sometimes the chicken is undercooked. Sometimes the garlic is way too strong. And you keep trying and you keep trying, but it's not working. And eventually you start thinking, cooking is hard. Everyone else can do this. Why can't I? Or maybe I'm not meant to do this. This is not for me. I cannot. But then what happens is someone hands you a step-by-step recipe. And it says, first do this, then add that in this quantity, then finish like this. Same ingredients, but now you have a process. And when you actually follow this process as designed, it feels doable, even easy, and it works. And the most important thing is that you realize that it was never you or your ability. You just didn't have the process, the right steps in the right order. So quitting smoking works exactly the same way. When you follow the right steps in the right order, quitting stops being a battle of willpower and it starts becoming something you can actually do. So what is the right order when it comes to quitting smoking? When we try to just quit, we're doing the final step first. We stop smoking and then we hope that our cravings and our habit will fade away with luck and with time. But quitting smoking becomes easy when you reverse that order. Instead of quitting and then hoping it works out, you do the opposite. You do the opposite. First, you change. You change what smoking means to you and you detach behaviorally and then you quit. Can you see that? Does it make sense? So this understanding led me to develop the cognitive behavioral quitting method, the CBQ method. And the CBQ method is a 4-step process that helps you break the mental and behavioral attachment to smoking first, so quitting becomes the natural next step. During the first 3 stages, you become ready psychologically, you change your relationship with smoking, and you break the automatic habit, and then you quit. And stage 4, the final stage, you condition your freedom, you make your smoke-free life the new normal and avoid a painful withdrawal. These 4 stages are the blueprint of the CBQ method, and they work. This is why they work, because they are the same stages you went through when you became a smoker. Yes, we go through these stages when we become addicted. First, it's readiness. You felt ready to try cigarettes or vaping and then buy your own pack. Then you programmed your mind to rely on cigarettes, to see benefits in smoking, to start thinking like a smoker. Then it's the habit. We formed the habit. You went from smoking occasionally to smoking habitually on a daily basis. So triggers were formed, and smoking or vaping became an inseparable part of your routine. And stage 4 is conditioning. Since then, you've been conditioning your addiction in your mind, in your body, and in your behavior. So, can you say that becoming addicted is a process? Breaking free is reversing that process. So, to break free from nicotine, you have to go through the same stages again in this sequence to break free. And in the CBQ Nicotine Freedom Program, I take you through these stages step by step. I remember Macy, this is what she said. She said, I have tried everything to quit smoking, patches, vape, hypnosis, gum, Wellbutrin pills from my doctor, cold turkey, lozenges, detox, and nothing worked for me. What was different this time, she said, is that there was a gradual process to quitting. And by the time her quit date arrived, she felt ready to quit. She had no urges, she had little to no withdrawals, she had no anger, no irritation, or smoker thoughts. That's the power of a process. So, quitting smoking does not start by quitting smoking. It starts by preparing. And preparing is not just setting a quit date and listing the reasons of why you want to quit smoking. This is very important to do, but it is not preparation. Preparing means to be psychologically ready, to change your relationship with smoking, and to start neutralizing your triggers before your quit date. And after your quit date, you just protect your success. So, if you've tried to quit smoking before, if you've tried to just quit and failed, it is not your fault. You just didn't prepare. And the preparation is what happens before your quit date. That's the difference that makes the difference. So let me know in the comments, do you think following a process makes it easier to quit? And in this video, I showed you one of the 5 quit smoking myths that keep us trapped to smoking and make us fail. And that myth is the just quit myth. If you're interested in learning about all 5 myths and how to overcome them, I created an email series for you where I walk you through the 5 myths of quitting smoking. To request the email series, click the link in the description of this video and I'll send the series to your email. It is free. And in this series, I guide you through the 5 myths that make you struggle. And this is important because knowing what sabotages you is the first step towards quitting smoking without feeling deprived. So if you've been feeling stuck and confused and terrified to even think about quitting, this series is the best first step for you. So go get the series. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.